Good morning. Another Monday has dawned here, and I hear the birds singing and the sun is peeking through the trees. It's a rather brisk, chilly morning, so I have my coffee. And I wanted to share some verses from Isaiah 49, verses 13 through 16. And they are just verses that have really, really encouraged and comforted and just challenged my heart this past week, as they are just precious promises from God's word of who He is and His character to His people. And even though years and years and so much has changed since Isaiah was written, I take heart that God has not changed and His word has not changed, and so His character is the same today to me as His child as His character was back when this was written to the Israelites. And so these are the verses. Shout for joy, O heavens! Rejoice, O earth! Burst into song, O mountains! For the Lord comforts His people and will have compassion on His afflicted ones. But Zion said, the Lord has forsaken me. The Lord has forgotten me. Can a mother forget the child at her breast and have no compassion on the child she has borne? Though she may forget, I will not forget you. See, I have engraved you on the palms of my hands. Your walls are ever before me. So how wondrous it is to know that our God does not forget His children. A mother may forget her own baby, but God will never forget His people. And He Himself is the one who is going to comfort His children, comfort His afflicted ones. And that brings me great joy as I go through my day-to-day life, just knowing that God will never forget me. He is the one who will comfort me. He is the one who has engraved me on the palms of His hand. And what a wondrous picture we have now in the gospel to look to see how Jesus has done this, how He went to the cross, bearing our sin upon Himself and being nailed to the cross. His hands and His feet were pierced for us. And just how by His wounds we're healed. By His wounds we can come to the Father now, washed in His blood. We can come boldly to the throne of grace for grace and mercy to help us in our time of need. Just a beautiful picture of the gospel, to know that Jesus helps those who are afflicted and struggling, and His words to us are that He will never forget us. And so this Monday we can boldly come to God's throne because of Jesus Christ, and we can come to Him for all the grace and mercy we need to face this new day and this new week ahead. And we don't have to be afraid that He does this without joy, or He does this with unwillingly, because through Jesus Christ it is God's joy to pour grace and mercy upon us. It is His character to lavish us with His love. And so we can just rest our hearts, anchor our hearts to this truth as the waves of worry or doubts, as the waves of emotion and just our ever-changing circumstances and feelings wash us out to sea. We can anchor our hearts to God's word that He will not forget us. We are held by His grace. We are in His hands, and we can trust our God because He does not fail. We may fail, but He does not fail. And His promises can never fail. So this morning, just as you start your day, as I start my day, let us just anchor our souls and our hearts to this promise in God's Word that He will not forget us, that He has engraved us upon the palms of His hands, that at the cross of Christ we have received a salvation that is everlasting. Through Jesus we have received a righteousness that goes on forever and ever, and that God's love for us is everlasting and as high as the heavens, and that His Word cannot fail. His Word stands forever. So enjoy your morning and your day ahead.